So this is the foam that I purchased. 1 yard of 1-inch thick high density foam. And these are the armrests. So I cut 6 of them out and they are 7 inches by 11. This is the base. Cut 3 out of this and they are about 14 inches by 11 inches deep. And then this is for the back, kind of like headboard thing or whatever it's called. But these are 10.5 by, I believe, 20. So these are 10.5 by 20, and I cut 2 of these. So unfortunately, there was a lot of wind with this portion, so I just have to do a voiceover. But this is what the base of the couch looks like. We purchased 2x4s in 1/4-inch wood for the back and sides, and then 1/2-inch wood for the base. Then we have about 8 sets of L kind of brackets, and then 4 T-nuts, and then 4 legs. And all of the information, like where you can purchase it and everything, is linked down below as well as on my blog. But this is just like a good view of how it's kind of put together. It's kind of self-explanatory. Okay, my room is a mess because I also have the fabric laid out and I have the little couch right here. But I just used this 505 spray and fix temporary fabric adhesive to spray adhesive, that didn't make sense, to glue these foam pieces together. So I put glue on both sides that I wanted to stick together. And then you wait 10 seconds and you put them together. So it is temporary, so I don't expect it to last forever. So this is the back. I just had the 2 pieces, and then this is the seat, and it has 3 pieces. So I'll just show you quick. This is the little couch, how the pieces go in. So I think I do have to trim some of the pieces because they're like a little askew. And it is a little hard to get the pieces in. So I'm going to stick this one in and then show you what it looks like. So the back is in there. I don't know why it's a gap right there, but it's pretty snug. That's the back. And then this is one of the armrests and the other. Cute. And the seat, I'll have to put this in and then show you. So this is what the couch looks like with all the foam in. And basically the cover, I was thinking actually when this was built, it could have 2 different versions of a cover because of this like frame. But like if you wanted this to be like stained a certain color, you could wrap each of these individually so that you can remove them and like put them back in. But I want to be able to remove my cover if I want to, and I want to cover the entire thing. Alright, moving on to the fabric, I purchased 1 yard of flannel fabric from my local craft store. You only need 1 yard and you'll have a tiny bit of leftovers. So this is the original pattern that I created. It was 10 pieces, and after doing it a few times, like making a few couches with this pattern, I decided to kind of simplify it a little bit more. So now I only use 6 pieces. So I'll have all of that information on my blog, but it was taking me so long to cut everything and sew it all together, doing it this way that I'm showing you. But I basically, I didn't take a lot of footage of me sewing it because I took a lot of footage for TikTok. So I'll just kind of explain it quickly, which I will also have directions on my blog. This is just kind of like an overview video of seeing it being put together. So don't mind my feet. But I basically serged everything, all the edges, like you can see here. It doesn't really fray that much, but it is still a cotton fabric, so it's probably going to fray. But I just kind of started from the top down and sewed like the back to the top back to like that front, that weird like cutout kind of shape. And I just kind of went by like vertical and like horizontal sewing. I don't even know if that makes sense. But again, check out my blog at the link below so you can find all the dimensions and the step-by-step instructions on how to actually sew this together, because I'm not doing a very good job here and I didn't film everything to make it make sense. So this is actually one example of that. This is the top back and like the full back of the couch, like this top piece and then the back. And I just made that the top where it has like the 2 foam pieces and then that front like weird shape. I just made it all one piece, and then I made like the outer arm, the top of the arm, the inside arm, and then the seat one whole piece. So it was so much easier, but I do recommend marking the corners with where your seam allowance is. So mine have a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and it just makes it so much easier when you're doing corners. So I also suggest looking up how to do corners when you're trying to sew like a solid piece to a corner, because it was kind of tricky and you really have to make sure that you're lining everything up right. So here you can see like I kind of messed up a little bit and I went past the corner, so then it wouldn't match up. So you have to be really careful and mark everything, and it's really precise. But if anyone actually tries to make a couch, please send it to me because this was an arduous process. So I do have some footage of me sewing the original version, so I'll just leave that in here in case it's helpful for you guys. Again, the updated version is on my blog, which you can find down below in the description box. But if you just want to kind of skip to the end and see the final product, you can skip to 9 minutes 40 seconds and you'll see it there. But otherwise, just enjoy, and I hope you guys like the cat couch. It came out so cute and my cats really love it, especially Velma. Another tip is, hi Velma, is just, she's right here, is just to clip in these corners. So I'm just going to clip them just because it's a little bit bulky, but I'm going to show you what it looks like on the couch right now. Everywhere, but this is what it looks like on the back. Oh my god, it's looking so cute. Velma approves. Don't you, Velma? Yeah. All right, so I have my back piece, and now I'm going to be putting on this funky looking piece. That loud noise is Velma jumping from the window. So now I have this funky looking piece that's going to be like this shape of the couch. So that is going to need to be sewn to this top piece as well as these sides here. So I'm gonna pin that and show you what it looks like. Okay, so it took a little bit of finagling, but I got it to work. So what I did was on this part, the weird funky looking part, I measured out where the seam allowance was and where it crossed. So where it crossed, I made sure that like the tips lined up with front and back, and then I pinned it there, and then I was able to pin down the side, across the top, and then I did the same thing here. And I ran out of pins, so I didn't pin this yet, and I'm too lazy to go get my other ones, but yeah. So I'm just going to sew, and then stop here, pivot, sew down, stop and pivot, and then sew. So it should be done in one like round of sewing. Okay, so I have the seat portion here, and I just need to sew on these sides. So like the sides of the armrest that go up. So I'm gonna make sure that the pattern is facing up, and then I'm going to flip it this way. And then I did this one, you can see the back of the fabric. So I'm gonna pin it and just sew down the sides. So here's the seating right now. So, well, not seating, but the seat. So this bigger rectangle is the seat itself. This is the inner armchair, the top of the armchair, same thing over there. And then I have this part, which is the outside of the arm. So I'm gonna sew these on this way. Yep, so when it's opened, the cats go like down. So if you're using a pattern, make sure, or like a patterned fabric, make sure everything is going in the direction that you want, and make sure that you cut it in the right direction as well. And here's Daphne enjoying the couch. When I first brought it up to her, she was so cute, jumped right on it. In the new version that I made, I did add 1/2 inch to the bottom of the fabric so I could put elastic around the bottom because I don't have anything on this one and it didn't come out quite as how I liked it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to check the blog out for more info on this project.